Hey everyone, you got Drake Copeland here at Lawson Priess. We're in Crawfordsville, Arkansas at one of our showcase sites. And this trial we're about to talk about right now is one of my favorite. We've done this for the last 4 or 5 years, and that is a Group 15 herbicide comparison. It's really important, especially these days, whether you're in soybeans, whether you're in cotton, whether you're in corn. Group 15s are something that we rely on for weed control, specifically Palmer amaranth. And at this location here in particular, we have the new confirmed Group 15 resistance. And this is something that's in Arkansas. I think it's confirmed in 20 plus counties. So there are some hot spots with this population that's resistant to Group 15 herbicides, but by no means it's widespread, but it is something we're keeping our eye on. So Lawson, will you kind of tell us how you set this plot up and kind of walk through the treatments for us?
Yeah, absolutely, Drake. And I want to take a second hit on this resistance because it is impacting a lot of growers around here, and it's not the resistance that I think of all the time, right? We're used to spraying like maybe a reflex product post, and you kill a weed and then there's a weed alive right next to it. This Group 15 resistance is slow building. So the way I think about it is, if you typically got 14 days, say, out of an esmetolachlor dual product from a residual standpoint, you may only be getting 10 or 7. You know, it just keeps dwindling down in the number of days of residual control. So it's a slow evolution to resistance, but there's a lot of people that are running across it and switching up their herbicide programs to combat it. And these plots here are on some Group 15 resistant pigweed populations. We're standing in 4 rows that were treated with a 1 1/3 of dual magnum. And you can see we're 38 days out right now from this application. And really, I saw cotyledon pigweed emerging 10 days after we applied this dual, and it got activated 3 days after it was applied. So pretty good indicator that we have some Group 15 resistance, and dual is not performing like it used to. So really going to take a look at a few other Group 15 herbicides and show a better option for in-season residual control.
All right, so we're on to the next herbicide in the Group 15 herbicide comparison trial, and this is actually dimethenamid P. This is an outlook herbicide from BASF. This is a 16-ounce use rate. Again, Lawson, something that we depended on in the Mid-South for control of Palmer amaranth, and this is one, you know, Lawson put out the Priess and got an activating rainfall on, but you had pigweed coming up, what, 7-10 days after that application.
That's right.
So you'll see varying heights. We got anywhere from 8-inch pigweed to some coming out of the ground. But really seeing some of the same things we saw in the previous treatment, where the Group 15s aren't doing exactly what they used to.
So guys, we moved right over to a warrant plot. This was 64 ounces of warrant, and acetochlor's, to me, really been impacted the hardest by this Group 15 resistance in terms of the loss of efficacy that we've had with this herbicide. You can see I had a heavy flush of pigweed really 9 days after the Priess were applied. This pigweed really passed the optimal time to hit it with the post application here 38 days after. So unfortunately, it looks like we've lost warrant in a lot of locations as an effective residual option.
Yeah, and I think one thing, all these Group 15s that we're looking at today, when you look at the untreated check, we're still seeing that grass control that we're used to seeing with these products. It's only the Palmer amaranth that's up. So it's interesting to see it, but it's kind of a bad day if you're in a situation where you're still trying to control Palmer amaranth with said herbicides.
That's right. So we moved right on over to the Anthem Max plot. This was 3.5 ounces of Anthem Max applied at the same time the other Group 15s were that we just looked at. One differentiating factor about Anthem Max is active ingredient peroxysulfone. Is a Group 15 herbicide, Drake, but it's a little bit different than the others we just looked at. Yeah. The dual outlook warrant are in the chlorcetamide family. Peroxysulfone found in Anthem Max is in the azoxazoline family. So that really differentiates it from the resistance issues we're seeing with the other products and the other Group 15 chemistry. You can see Anthem Max 38 days after application, still doing a really good job at controlling the pigweed pressure that we have here.
Yeah, and I think one thing that we say, obviously we've got a handle on Palmer amaranth here today, and the other good thing is with Anthem Max, we are labeled in corn and soybeans. So we have flexibility to go with whatever crop you're dealing with Palmer amaranth in, whether you're in the Mid-South, whether you're in the Midwest dealing with water hemp, there's still an answer with a peroxysulfone type product like Anthem Max.
Yeah.